You a Star Wars fan? Because you'll be amazed at number one, that a lot of women might be into the shit that you're into, but you're so worried about her judging you that you don't give it half a chance. But also some of the things that you're not into, you'll be amazed at how women would want to get into it because they want to get closer to you.
A lot of times they say shit like, "Oh, I'm free on weekends," or I'm usually free on Thursdays," or whatever the hell. So if it makes sense, then I schedule a date.
If she really liked you from the get-go, there would be no reward system you would have to look for to do anything for, right? Because it would automatically be there, And I like to do this in conversation sometimes. When you're speaking with somebody and you'll hear a girl say something like, "I'll never do this," or "I don't like this," or "I don't like that." And then you'll notice, you'll say, "Nah, I kind of like it. I like it when blah, blah, blah." And she's like, well, yeah, when you say it like that, I like it, And it's just kind of like, yeah, you switched up awfully fast for somebody that just really said they don't like something. And so, there's always been clues out there for fellas to understand, like, yo, if they really like you, they will change their whole political party.
They're not giving her real instruction. They're not letting her know what it really is. And most dudes don't do it. Most dudes don't say what it is because they're afraid to hear no, or they're afraid to bring up sex too early and all of this and all of that. But the bottom line is this. Either, again, and somebody said it, either she's feeling you or she's not. You understand? Either she's feeling you or she's not. We got to stop all this nonsense, man. Guys are too afraid to hear no, and it's like I'd rather hear no than to waste 2, 3, 4 dates and time spent, money spent, and all this other shit just to find out that you wasn't feeling me any damn way. You see what I'm saying? But so with me, first date is cool. If you don't want to do it on the first date, no problem. You could be on your period or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that could be off on the first date, right? It doesn't matter. But second date, you gotta know what it
is. For me, I like exclusive vagina to me. And that's because I don't want to catch nothing to have my later years messed up. And I like to stroke without no condom on. It feels great.
No.
So I like it.
So you like to be hugged by the sugar walls? You like to be hugged?
Yeah. I like that velvet, plush velvet. The smoothness. So,
but even then, J. Roman, I hear you.
He don't get up for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the reason is because he has to conserve his energy to do 3 full workouts a day up until his competition date. You understand? So when he's in season, he literally just works out as hard as he can. Then he sits on the couch and his wife brings him everything. The only thing she don't do is fucking piss for him, right? So what I'm saying is, it's one thing to have a wife that does it, because you said earlier, these were the words you used. You said a woman who says, "Oh, I rock with this dude, so I don't mind doing this." But see, it's a difference between a woman who doesn't mind and a woman who cheerfully wants to do it. Understand the position of a simp. Make sure you understand the position of a friend zone nigga. Make sure you understand that a man doesn't do anything for nothing. You understand? So run the game, be careful, and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's right there, J. Roman. And that's the problem. Your main chick should always be prioritized over all the new chicks. Right? The new chicks should not get preferential treatment. Right. So what would make it difficult for a lot of women is if you're giving girlfriend treatment to the new chick. Right. So this is why when you very first meet women, you have to establish boundaries and parameters where they got to earn everything. So that way, when the main chick is with you and she knows you're dealing with new women, she knows they have to go through the gauntlet too. They just don't get shit quicker. Like
labyrinth, streets be the maze. Hosts on the mic, carry case set in the blaze. Sagging, Miles Cunham with the game so tight. J. Roman lit the torch, keeping it right. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law. Carry K drops jewels, the crowd enthralled. Words cut deep, no need for brawls. Miles Cunningham, tactic sharp like a dagger. Navigates the game, makes the haters stagger. Journey to manhood, no easy feat. Lessons from the masters, words concrete. J. Roman with the keys, opens the door. Manhood's the path, gotta crave for more. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Okay, we're back at it. I can't hear Justin. Can you hear
fellas?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I got it. I was muted on the mic.
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
All right.
Everybody good?
All right. Happy Saturday. I suppose it's thunderstorming like a motherfucker over here.
Yeah, it's raining. It's raining by me too.
Like it's what the hell is going on here? We needed the rain though, so I'm not complaining about the rain.
Facts.
But not yet in New York. It's coming tonight.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. So what are we talking about today, ladies and gents? Women don't trust men who are too nice. Here's why. Nice, and there's always this debate or just this narrative, even this talking point, if you will, online about nice guys and all that other shit. And nice is agreeable.
Right.
And what guys have to understand, as a man, you're not necessarily agreeable. Like you're anytime you have people under your wing, anytime you are inviting a woman into your life, it's not about you agreeing with her. It's about her agreeing to go along with your way of doing things. So it's not about you necessarily being agreeable. And I think there's this mindset where guys have, like, if I want access to her, I have to be very nice to her and do things for her to show her that I'm a cool guy and that she should choose me. And I think in that vein, there's a lack of authenticity within your interactions. Case in point. If a guy offers a date, like I had a client recently where he was dealing with this young lady. He offered a date. She didn't like the date choice, but then later he still wanted to deal with her. And she was still down to deal with him, but after he offered a different date later on down the road. And what women, this is what guys don't understand about guys who do that. Women know when they are doing something disrespectful. They know that. When you offer a date and they don't like it, they innately know that that's disrespectful to do that. They know that, right? So the fact that you're still being, quote unquote, nice to them after they've done that, they don't trust you because they understand that you're doing that to gain access to them. Because they know that a guy with standards and boundaries would stop fucking with her or check her on distasteful behavior. I'll pass it to y'all, man.
All right. Yeah, no, the whole being nice thing, I think it has being nice is not good because I don't even know if the woman understands it consciously, but subconsciously it's a sign of danger. Okay? Because what it really means is that if you're willing to go along with shit just so you can be accepted, then like it's kind of like that old saying, if a man stands for nothing, then he falls for anything. You see what I'm saying? Where it's like your leadership requires that you have your own standards, your own rules, right? You gotta have something where because if you say yes to every idea, if you say yes to every request, then how do I know who you are? How do I define your masculine identity? And so the woman needs to know that there are going to be times that you say no. The woman has to have a little bit of apprehension or at least fear to say, well, I might not ask him. I'm not going to ask him about this. Or if I ask him about this, I might hear no. You understand? Because he's not a pushover. He's not a nice guy, because it's the pushover and the nice guy that's going to say yes to everything. And then ultimately we can end up in danger, right? Because if a particular person comes into the situation and makes a suggestion and you just automatically say yes, not knowing if they have your best interests at heart, then you're putting yourself in danger, and you're putting your woman in danger, your family in danger, and anyone who's connected, you're putting them in danger. So it's a guy who has a masculine identity, the guy that is willing to say no, and at the risk of upsetting everybody else, but he understands, well, I'm leading this ship, so fuck what y'all think. I have to say no to this because it's not aligned. And so, we can't be a nice guy. We have to be a good man. And so that's why it's to me, initially it's always about danger. You understand? It's always about certain things of protection, stability, and certain other things that, that's why we can't just go with what the women say. We can't worry about all that shit. Because if you really want to trust me, then know that sometimes I'm going to say no. You understand? If you really want to trust me, know that my character, my identity is consistent. And that's what you can put trust in, because it's consistent. Because, well, okay, I know he don't fuck with this, but I know he fuck with that. So, and that's how you can trust in me. But then when you think I can just say yes to every fucking thing, then that's not real trust. That's at a certain point that just becomes complacency, and we all know complacency is dangerous. But Justin, you got it.
Yeah, I think what you're touching on is when a guy is too adaptive, he has no form to him.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And something that has no shape, no consistent shape, then it's like, what is it? Right. It's very undefinable. Like water, it can take the shape of anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's identity is the flexibility itself.
Right.
And this is what a lot of guys are doing. Recently on Twitter, I've been seeing a lot of, I don't know if they're dating coaches, but they're guys who are just encouraging other dudes, and they're recording their text messages and their experiences on dating apps and kind of showing them for people. And guys are turning. I've heard a new term called simp game. Like they're purposely using simping to get the things that they want. Like as a strategy, right? Not as like a persona, like what a lot of guys have. They have like a nice guy syndrome, but they're adopting the behaviors, like certain behaviors of it, just to get something out of the girl, like typically sex. And it's really, really strange. And it just shows the desperation of guys when they are so willing to adopt things that they don't even realize are a detriment to their own identity. And it's really tough, man. It really, really is. Being nice. The thing about the safety part is that the thing is that people are not just innately, genuinely nice. It's not just it's not part of who we are as human beings. Niceness is a social construct. It's something that we learn. And the thing is that when someone is being nice just for no reason, or in such a large volume that just seems off, like to anybody, like anyone, man or woman, someone's being overly nice. You're like, what are you up to? Like, are you really insecure?
Yeah, why is this
are you
strange
trying to
person being so nice to you?
right? Like, what do you want? Like, are you after something? Are you trying to like salesman? You know what I'm saying? Like someone knocks on your door and they're like, hey, I had somebody like that the other day. They knocked on my door, and it's one of those like power companies. They try to get you away from the larger companies and want you to like save money and stuff. And this guy was so smiley and so friendly, and I'm just like, this is not natural. Like, you're not behaving like a real human being right now.
Right.
You're
And right
just
there,
like turned up sort of thing, and it's like you're not being human, and it's a turnoff, because I know it's fake, because nobody except people in those type of situations act like you, and your goal right now is to sell me something or to convince me of something. I'm like, nah, I don't trust that shit.
see, and right there, and I think a lot of guys when they interact with women, they interact almost as if it's scripted behavior. They're trying to be too clean with how they interact with women instead of natural.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, and what I mean by that is this, and I like telling this story because this is who I am. I remember I was in a strip joint, this was a few years ago, and I was sitting at the bar, just chilling, because I don't strip tippers and I don't do lap dances, but I was sitting at the bar, but I saw something that I liked, and I called her over, and she asked me to buy her a drink, and my response was, I ain't buying your shit. If you want to sit down and have it, just like that. My reaction was, I ain't buying your shit. Now, if you want to sit down and have a real conversation, then we could do that, right? And basically, I said, I want your real name, not the stage name, right? And she sat down, and we had a conversation, and we ended up exchanging contact information. My point is this. Me saying, I ain't buying you shit was a real interaction because I don't like when women ask me for shit.
Right.
So if I were to try to clean it up, like, why don't we just get to know each other and maybe perhaps, that's not who I am. Who I am is like, I ain't buying your shit. So what guys don't understand, the reason why she sat down and continued the conversation and didn't just get up and walk away was because that was a real response to her asking me for something. Right? But y'all got it.
You want to get to the video?
Yeah, you got a video for us.
Oh, yeah,
here.
let's get to it. What's that?
All
Justin?
right. All right, y'all. Let me see. And everybody can see it. And just let me know if y'all can hear it.
How is a nigga too nice?
I can hear it.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. So you all right. If you want to, let me know if you want me to stop it or whatever. All right, let's go.
How is a nigga too nice? I don't understand.
I'm not speaking for everybody when I say this, but it is very possible for a man to be too nice. One, there is a difference between niceness and kindness. Niceness from anybody is something you do to get people to like you. Kindness is who you are. So whenever I've said a man is too nice, what I'm really communicating is, who are you? You have no personality. You're just trying to get me to like you. You're doing all the right things. You're saying all the right things. And still, I don't know who you are. Right. You just want me to believe that you are nice. Nice really is manipulative. And this is true for anybody. This is true for any human that's like, I'm nice. Okay, you're not telling me nothing about who you are. Who are you as a person? Also, women do not owe you their affection just because you're nice. That's the thing about nice men. They think somehow they are owed something because they are nice, which tells me you are being manipulative.
See, I appreciate this take. I've been seeing a lot of people discuss,
Yep.
See, when she said you're nice, you're trying to get me to like you. It goes back to the story I told about the stripper. I wasn't trying to get her to like me. So I didn't care if she thought I was nice or not. I want to get at you on some personal shit, not on no customer shit. I'm not a fan of yours, right? So that's why she didn't get up, right, and walk off. She stayed right there because she was very much interested in what I had to say after that. But my point is, she saw part of my real personality in response to something I didn't like to hear, right? And a lot of guys, when you're dealing with women, like she says, women know when they've said something to you that's low-key disrespectful. And when you gloss over it and you keep trying to get at them and you're being nice, they know, okay, he's fake. Because I know most people would have reacted to that, but he didn't. He's still trying to get his way in. And again, it goes back to a woman saying, oh, I don't like that date. Can we do something else? Women know that shit is mad disrespectful. So the moment you say, oh, okay, well, what would you like? They're like, oh, he's such a pussy. All women think this. I don't care if they admit it or not. Yeah, I got it.
It falls under deering. And for those that don't know what deering is, it's an acronym that stands for defend, explain, excuse, and rationalize. And this is the main ammo of dudes who have nice guy syndrome, or I call it nice guy disorder, because it's their way of staying in, right? So they get in whatever way they can, usually by being overly nice or love bombing and things like that. And then when they do something, right, say like he suggests to go somewhere and she says, no, I don't want to do that. Let's do this. He'll use one of those acronyms. He'll defend it to himself. He'll explain or excuse or rationalize. and he'll rationalize to himself, like, oh yeah, you know, I trust her. Like, oh, you know what, she's got good judgment, or like, you know, I wouldn't want to make her upset, and I want to have a good date. So right, and he'll come up with all sorts of reasons why he kowtowed to her will. And then she's seeing that as well. So not only is she seeing that he diverted from his own suggestion and followed hers, she's also seeing how he's rationalizing it to himself.
Right. And I want to say, because there was the part that the girl said, being nice is to get me to like you, and being kind is who you are. Okay, so the thing is that I like to talk about the idea of giving, and a lot of people don't. I think the average person doesn't really understand what giving actually means. Even if you look up like the French meaning of the word to give, the French meaning of the verb to give, it's donner, right? I took French when I was in high school, so it's the word. Donate. Yeah, exactly. So donner, it's DON. I forgot the exact spelling, but I know it's DON something, but it's donner, right? In most of the conjugations. So understand that to give really means that you're donating. So to give really means you're giving to charity. And what does that really mean? That means you're giving without the expectation of getting something in return. And that's the difference between, so giving is kind, being nice is not. Because most people who are being nice, they're doing something to get something back. So you motherfuckers who take these bitches to a steakhouse on the first date, you motherfuckers who fly a bitch out, the only reason why you're giving so much is because you're expecting to get pussy back. And when she doesn't fuck you, you get upset and call bitches all types of gold diggers and evil bitches because you was expecting something that you didn't get. You understand? Now, if a man is actually kind, if a man is actually kind, let's just say he's a rich dude, he's well off, he don't really give a fuck about nothing, it's just in his nature to be that kind of guy, he's going to fly the chick out and let her have a good time and not even expect anything from her. He's going to give, hey, I'm going to the steakhouse this evening to have dinner. You want to join me? She's going to come through, enjoy some steak with him, and he's going to be like, all right, have a good night, and go about his business because his life is that beautiful. I remember I don't know if anybody caught this in, I think it was one of the Dark Knight movies, the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, where one of the bitches stayed over his crib, or I think it was Avengers with Tony Stark. But the bottom line is this: one of the bitches stayed over the crib, and Alfred, I think it was Alfred, who suggested to have her clothes dry cleaned and delivered.
No, it was a chick. It was a chick. It was Iron Man. It was Iron Man. It was Iron Man. Yeah.
Where the woman's dress from the evening before was delivered to her, and then he gave her another change of clothes for her to leave the house with and shit like that. Now, to some niggas, that would be being nice. No, I'm Tony Stark. I can afford to have your clothes dry cleaned and delivered to you at my expense because I'm a fucking billionaire. I'm not being nice to you. I'm being kind because that's my lifestyle. I literally go, if I want a fucking croissant, I don't go to Panera Bread. I literally fly to France and eat a fucking croissant in France, motherfucker, because that's my life. But see, that's the difference between being kind and being nice. Most people that's being nice, they're doing it because they want something to return. But when you're being kind because it's who you are and because it has to do with the lifestyle that you've created, that's actually being kind. And that's you giving of yourself because that's how you want to show up in the situation. So I just thought that was pretty profound what the chick said, where it's like a lot of these niggas is being nice because they want pussy. And another dude, he's just showing a chick a glimpse of his lifestyle because this is how I actually do things, whether you were here or not.
Also, he did it after the fact.
Exactly.
It's not like he sold there on that. But not only that, to your point, Miles, he's like, you gonna look just as beautiful when you came here as when you leaving. You're not gonna leave here disheveled. What you like leaving my crib all wrinkled and fucked up? No. When you leave, you gonna look stunning out the door too. Like it's like you came, because that's how I roll. You know what I'm saying? So anybody see you around me, you always on point.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just like an interesting point you bring up, Miles, that being nice is almost like an extension of the a scarcity mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
And kindness comes from an abundance mindset. And I would argue that it's not necessary to be a billionaire to be kind, right?
Of course.
I've met people who were practically homeless, and they're like, "Oh, you want some of my food? You want my jacket?" Like they're just that way because they're not trying to get something out of it. So I've also met people who were very well off, but still had a scarcity mindset.
Yes.
You know, they're counting every penny. They're worrying about, you know, I lent you $100. Like, are you going to pay me back? You know, and it's like, bro, you're worth like 7 figures. What the fuck are you worried about? You know, but they're still worried about it because maybe they grew up poor and then they just never left their system. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I know people who are like that. Just like my cat. Just real quick, I rescued a couple of cats like throughout my life, and this one. You know, he was on the street, brought him in, and every time I gave him food, he would just wolf it down. Okay, because he was conditioned that like, hey, whatever food I get, I don't know if I'm going to eat for another week, so I'm going to stuff myself, right? And sometimes he would eat so much he would vomit, and it took a long time for him to adjust to the idea of like, oh, if I eat today, I'm going to get food tomorrow. Like this isn't the last meal.
Right.
And he had to adjust out of that scarcity mindset. But it's just interesting that some people who also have abundance, they still operate in a scarcity.
You know, that's real and that's profound in this way. When guys meet women, they act like that's the last woman they're ever going to meet.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally tiptoe. They're super indirect, super indecisive. And it's almost like I don't want to do and or say anything that could potentially upset her. So I'm just going to go along to get along. And hopefully at some point, she'll show me a sign that she wants me. And then and only then will I make my move, right? So you have guys that will spend multiple dates or weeks around a woman and never really let the woman know what they want. But no, are we done with this video, or you still want to comment on it?
I was going to ask you, did you want to see the dudes commenting?
No, I don't want to see his comment because I have a video of a guy being nice and what happens on a date. I do have a quick 1-minute video. So let me take this down for a second. Oh, you got
during that time, I'm just going to do a quick shout out to my girl Ilya in the chat. I see you.
All right.
All right, and real quick before we do the video, guys, the call-in line is open. We good on the call-in line, right?
Yeah. Let me turn it on.
Take your time. No rush. 1-844-672-7300. Again, 1-844-672-7300. I do see a question. We're going to get to that later. So shout out to you. So for anybody who has a question, put a Q in the chat like the young man just did. Followed by your question.
Did any of you guys see the movie Obsession?
Who's in it again?
Nobody famous. That's the crazy part about this movie. The budget was $1 million and it already made $16 million the first weekend. But it's a movie about a guy. There's this thing called a one wish willow, and he makes a wish on it for this girl to fall in love with him. And
I heard about that shit.
Yeah. No, it came out last weekend.
Yeah, I heard about it. I heard about that part of it. The wishing thing.
Oh, maybe I'm looking at a different one. I'm looking at Obsession 2025. And I don't see anybody in it that I recognize.
Yeah. The new one is 2026, unless maybe it came out at like a film festival last year. But other than that, it's
sometimes that could happen where they come out at a film festival and then they do a bigger release later on down the road. And shit.
Yeah. But it's a good movie.
Yeah. It came out in 2025. It says after breaking the mysterious one wish willow, to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic finds himself getting exactly what he asked for.
That's what. Be careful what you wish for. But I got a video real quick that we're gonna play. If I can find it right here, of a guy being nice and what happens.
Well, I really appreciate it. Should I cover my half or?
No, I got you.
You sure? Oh, thank you so much. It was delicious. But I'm going to probably head up because it's late and I have to get up early in the morning. So.
Can I walk you to your room?
I don't know if they allow if you're not staying in the room. It'd just be easier if you. But I appreciate dinner and I
get it. Okay.
No, it's not like that.
No, I get it.
It seriously isn't.
No.
No, I mean, I don't fuck.
Man pays for dinner.
I don't fuck on the first date, and I feel like you've been kind of like, you've been acting like it this entire time. Like,
all right, you just wanted a free meal.
No,
Understood.
no. First off, I
Understood.
have no problem paying for my own bill to avoid something like this.
Well, then go for it. Do it. Fuck it.
Are you serious right now?
Yep, just do it. Pay for your own bill.
You're a fucking asshole. Like, I have no problem.
She all up front, she was like, "Hey, I'm happy to pay for whatever I ate."
Exactly.
Right up front.
So both of them are kind of goofy, but let's go back to the guy. Let's go back to the guy.
He's definitely
now. Yeah, when she said, because I guess they were at a hotel and it was a bar inside the hotel, and she was gonna go up to her room, and he wanted to walk her to her room. First of all, you come on now. If you want to walk a chick to her room, you come on now. You know what you're trying to do. Like you know what you're trying to do. Let me walk you to your room. Like you know what you're trying to do. So. Yeah. And what it was, I don't believe she was sexually attracted to him to begin with. At all. But also, and this is what happens when y'all do shit for women with the expectation that you're going to be rewarded with affection, sex, or something.
Exactly.
Because he clearly, when she basically said, which the excuse she gave was kind of goofy, like, I don't think they let you walk you to the room. That's not true. She just didn't want him nowhere near that room. She like, you ain't getting this pussy. That's all that was. But the moment she said no to him walking her to the room, that's when he knew he wasn't gonna fuck.
Right.
And at that point, he started to really show his true personality. Y'all got it.
Mm-hmm. Well, in addition to that, Kate, listen, the critical part to me listening to it was because she kind of set it up where she was like, would you like me to pay for my half? And then he said, no, that's okay. I got it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then right after that, she says, well, I'm going to head out. I'm going to head to my room because I'm really tired and I can't. And then that's when everything started, because then he was like, oh, well, let me walk you to your room. And no. You get what I'm saying? So it was, she wanted to clear the payment part first.
Yep. She sure did.
And then he tried to be an Indian giver, right? He tried to renege on the. He was like, "Well, go ahead and pay for it, then." You know what I'm saying? And she was like, "Oh, you're a fucking asshole." Blah blah blah. So again, this is one of those situations, guys. Exactly what I was talking about before, where you weren't being kind, you were being nice. Okay, the man that invites a woman out. He had an ulterior motive. The man who lives a posh lifestyle, or even lives any kind of lifestyle where, look, I'm going out to dinner. If you want to join me, come on. We could have some dinner, eat some food, whatever. Right? If that's what it truly is, then you're not supposed to be expecting sex at the end of it. You invited me to have some food, and we had some food, and that's it. Okay, hey, nice having food with you. Take it easy. But he's like, oh, can I walk you to your room? No. And guys, this is why when I coach my guys, this is why I tell them, you don't have to be afraid to get sexual as early as you want, like immediately even, because then you can avoid this whole fucking situation. Because you see, notice how, like you said, Kay, instead of saying what I really want to do with you, he's talking about, oh, I want to walk you to your room. No, you want to do something with the girl, but you was trying to butter her up with the dinner and the this and the that. But then when she finally said, nah, I'm good, now you're mad. Now you want her to pay for everything. No, it don't work that way. If before dinner you was like, yo, that dress you wearing is sexy, I'm trying to rip it off of you later and fuck the shit out of you, then she would have been like, no, I don't really see you like that. And then I would have been like, all right, cool, peace. Then I would have went to dinner by myself. And I could have avoided that whole fucking situation. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference, guys. Like we gotta be kind because that's who we are, not because we want something.
Yeah, that's true. The truth is said something really good, that she was 10 steps ahead of him. And she was like, I'm ready to pay this bill to avoid these things. And the thing is about letting your intentions be known up front. It gets things out of the way. Okay. But here's the thing. You also have to have the balls to accept whatever happens.
Exactly.
Right? Whether she says yes or no. Right, because some of these guys, they don't have a lot of experience, they don't get a lot of play. So he could be like a deer stuck in the headlights. If she's like, okay, yeah, let's do it. He might be like, I wasn't expecting you to say yes. Fuck. I haven't touched a woman in 2 years.
It happens.
And so it could be that, or he has to be prepared for her rejection of the offer. And that's really what it comes down to. Like, that's is basically what happened. Like, he was kind of trying to set the stage, make an offer for sex, and see what she thought of the offer. And she said, I didn't like the offer. And then he got bitter about his offer being rejected. That's the basic architecture of this whole thing. And the weird part of like, can I walk you to your room? Like, what do you think is going to happen? She's going to get jumped by an assassin from a side hallway or some shit? Like, there's security cameras everywhere. You can't even get into the elevator and make it work if you don't have a key card. It's like, walk for what purpose other than I want to have an opportunity to kiss you at the end of this date that you are like at that point of him asking, it was already known that she wasn't attracted to him. And he still asked, can I walk you to, well, at least can I do this? Right. To have that last moments that maybe the kiss will kind of generate things and have her invite him in. Like, can I walk you to your car? Okay, cool. Because it's like nighttime in the middle of a dark parking lot. Cool.
Right.
Can I walk you home? Right. So you're not like this pretty girl walking herself home. That makes sense. But can I walk you to your room? Like, what? That's so strange. It's a secure environment.
Right. My bad, J. Roman. My bad, fam.
No, I figured it out. You sent it to my my cousin.
I sent it to him.
Yeah, because he hit me up, was like, hey, dude, I think this is meant for you.
Oh, shit.
I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Hey, K. Zagan is a young man. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of shit going on, though. That dude. That is true. The young man part, that's not true. The other part, yeah.
Hey, but guys, we got 2 free calls, guys. We got 2 free calls. Go ahead and call in 844-672-7300. Do not try to call at the end of the show. We will be ending at 2. So please make sure y'all call in. We got 2 free calls right now. 844-672-7300. Go ahead and call in.
Let me add this to what the truth is about she was 10 steps ahead of him. She already anticipated that he might act a fool once he realized he wasn't going to get no ass. And she said it, you've been hinting at it all night. And I've told you guys, I said on previous live streams and pre-recorded videos, that when you hint at sex, when you hint at it or you imply it, right? When you indirectly say things to women where you're hinting, for some women, they're going to find an issue with that because you're being too passive with it instead of just coming out and saying what you really want, right? So you're acting kind of scary about what you really want. Right. And then once you realize you can't get it, you act hostile about it.
Right.
I think he missed all the signs from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Probably at hello.
Yeah. For her to say you've been hinting at it. See, a lot of guys don't know the difference between flirting and being direct and the hint thing that she's referring to.
Yeah.
So he's probably thinking he's flirting with some innuendos in there, to see what things are cracking, and she's being polite and, and so now at the very end, he's thinking, I still got a chance here. The date was very nice and it was, a lovely time. Delicious. Oh, okay. You want me to walk you back to your room? Oh, no. You've been doing this all night. It's like, they both was acting a little goofy the whole time.
Yeah, I agree. She was like
a lot of phoniness.
She wanted
phoniness on both halves.
Yeah, of course. She wanted free
on both halves. So.
Well, and her goofiness is because she wasn't attracted to him.
Exactly.
Like she was basically spending time managing in her head, right? And managing her behavior because of the lack of attraction.
And this is why I say actually that they both deserve each other in a way. They both deserve each other because they're both manipulative, right? That's what I'm saying. So he's on a date with a woman that he wants to fuck. but he's too cowardly to say he wants to fuck her, so he masks his intentions with dinner, right? With the expectation that sex is going to happen because he's being nice, thoughtful, kind, and courteous, right? She knows that she don't want his dick, but yet she's out with him. Now, real quick, I do not blame women for using men. I don't blame y'all, but I also understand that it's still some goofy shit, though. I still some goofy ass shit, because me personally, I'm not going to spend time around somebody I'm not attracted to. I'm just not going to do that goofy shit, right? Logically, right? But I get why women do it, and I do think women should take all these dudes for every penny that they got so these dudes can learn a lesson. I do think that two things can be true at the same time. I think guys should get used up until they are penniless because they're dumb for doing it. And I think women are goofy for doing it. But shout out to y'all, though. Yeah, I got it.
Well, with that being said, I think women need to have a little bit of strategy and game about them, because to use some men up till they penniless, that could increase in the murder rate. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that could.
All I'm saying is be careful, because I know some women personally who they have strategies for all this stuff, and they do get free shit. I've gotten a few things myself free from situations like that. I've had my car fixed while I was on vacation from that type of situation. You get what I'm saying? Like a nigga he came through and looked at my car and fixed it, replaced the battery for me, all this shit on the strength of that woman. You get what I'm saying? So I understand.
No, I had real quick. I want to say this to Miles' point. I had this girlfriend. She was a property manager in an apartment complex. She was the lead chick. She was young. She was in her 20s, mid 20s. And the dudes who worked there, who worked for the thing, some of them, they liked her, like the
maintenance guy,
the maintenance guy, the Termex guy, whatever.
Yeah,
bro,
pest
I've
control.
gotten free the pest control shit. I've gotten niggas coming to my crib. Because of that, I got the carpet cleaning dude cleaning, because she said, I'm going to use the fact that they want to fuck me to get shit from them, and they're going to come to your house and take care of you on the strength of them they wanted me. And she wasn't fucking her, but she was using that energy. Go help my nigga out real quick. So shout out to her.
Yeah,
but y'all got
they'd be like, do this for me, I'll be really happy.
Yes.
I'm going to disagree, guys. I'm going to disagree wholeheartly.
Here go J. Roman looking at it from
there we go.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I have benefited from ladies having other guys, wanting to do things for them. However, the more game I get, the more genuine I get, and more upfront I get. And so I want them women to follow our leads. They need to follow men leads and be genuine and upfront too. Now, I think a sucker getting got is a sucker getting got. I have nothing, if she wants to get there and order a meal and everything like that, but why not say, hey, you ain't smashing? There's dudes will still pay because they think they got a glimpse of hope. My thing is, you need to follow our leads. And if I'm a genuine dude sitting in front of you, I want somebody genuine sitting across the table from me. Facts. So,
or they're trying to save face. Right.
Yeah.
So they sit down and she's like, hey, just so you know, we're not fucking tonight. And you might be like, oh, yeah, that's no problem. Oh, I wasn't trying to do that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a good time with you, trying to get to know you. Of course. Yeah. Please order anything you want. Right. Because what was he going to say? Oh, shit. Actually, yeah, that's really what I was after. And now I'm made to look like this hungry fool. Who's trying to take you out in a manipulative manner to get an opportunity to have sex with you. Like he's not gonna admit to that. So of course his only path of conversation are the words of just complying and saying, oh yeah, I'm right along. I'm living within your framework. I agree. And no, I'm definitely not that kind of guy.
Two things. Juliana, she made a point earlier about the possibility that she could have been attracted to him initially, but lost attraction. I don't necessarily think that's the case in that particular scenario. Now, let me just say this to what she's saying. In that scenario, I don't believe she was ever attracted to him. However, there are instances where a woman could be attracted to you and you can say or do something goofy where she loses any desire to want to fuck with you after that. That can happen too. So I want guys to understand, and it goes back to the date. If you go out on a date with a woman and you don't get what you want at the end of the date, whether it's kissing her, making out, having sex, whatever the fuck it is, and you find yourself angry, you never should have been out on that date to begin with, because that means you did the date for her. You didn't do it for yourself. And I think that's the problem with guys. I believe most men date wrong. They date where they do nice shit or quote unquote kind shit for the woman. They're very accommodating to what they believe she needs. They're going to Uber her here. They're going to pay for this. They're going to make sure she's nice and comfortable, right? They're going to make sure the date is very entertaining. So they feel like I'm owed something for being so accommodating to you. I went out of my way to be very courteous and pleasant. And my thing is, if that's why you're doing the date, you're going to suffer, because women can tell what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So now there's nothing wrong with being a pleasant human being or being courteous. But when you're doing shit with the woman in mind, like I got to do and or say this to keep her engaged with me because I don't want to lose the possibility of not being able to fuck her.
Mm-hmm. And I want to know why guys are so willing to offer their dick to a woman they don't know so damn quickly. Like, what has she done for that? What, just giving you the opportunity? Like I don't think guys really understand that when it comes to that sort of thing, it automatically puts the woman in a position of authority. Just by saying, I want to have sex with you right away. Because now you're shouldering her with, if she's not like 100% like into you, right? Which is not like all the time, right? It's like to have like that full high interest. That's typically not the case for most interactions between men and women in like romantic settings. So if it's not that, then what you're doing is you're shouldering her with the responsibility of managing your desire. And now she's got to deal with that energy like for the duration of the interaction. And then when it comes to a head, when it's like, okay, now I'm gonna kind of like breach the surface like this guy did, she's like, nah, like no, it's not there. Like, you've placed this on me. Like, I knew you were trying to fuck me, and her desire wasn't there. So the guys, when you like put that out there so quickly and don't even know anything about her, you don't know if she even deserves this like immaculate thing that you have, that she cannot have, no matter how much fucking money or power she gets in the world. She will never have your dick, but you're willing to just give it away for free without even knowing her. You are automatically putting her in a position of authority over you. And it's fucking crazy that guys are just so willing to do that just to put their dick in a little wet hole the size of a quarter. Shout out to Steve.
Okay, let me. I'm going to pick up on something you said earlier about instant attraction, right? And you said something that guys need to pay attention to. You talked about meeting a woman where there's immediate interest, where attraction is instant, it's mutual, the sexual attention is already there. What I'm finding with a lot of guys is when they encounter women, there's nothing that woman is showing them where she's showing that kind of interest. So they're having what they believe is conversations with these women. They're really talking at the women, right? So what I mean by that is this. They'll go up to a woman, hey, my name is such and such. What's your name? I think you're very attractive. We should get together next week. Why don't you put my number in your phone? Just like that. And what I'm telling them is, guys, you have to have a real conversation with women. Like, you just can't run up on women and spew out shit and believe that what you're saying is somehow enticing her, right? So to your point, they don't recognize and realize whether or not that woman is actually attracted to them or not. They're just saying shit to her.
Right.
Yeah, just throwing shit on a wall and seeing what sticks.
Well, it's that day for me today. I don't know. I just think these guys are so into that sweet velvet walls that they justify any goofy and stupid thing they did if they get it. Right. So they have experience of being goofy, and the girl gave them some. And so that justified it for the next time they do goofy stuff. Now, she didn't stay around. She didn't last. They're wondering how come she didn't call back or whatever, or wondering how come she sets the times when they see each other. But they keep doing it over and over again. They could fail 20 times, but as long as they see that sweet velvet wall on the 21st, it was all worth it, all those 20 times. And I don't think they really understand, besides the fact that they're so into that Gina, that it doesn't matter. It erases it all. And I think that's the hard part, that as coaches and people that we deal with, like, because they say, oh, it works. It works. I mean, it didn't work on this one, but it worked on the next one. And then they goofy friend who failed 30 times, finally got to some girl, and they think it's their games per se, but really she just wanted some that night, and he didn't say the stupidest thing to make it fail, but the sweet velvet walls got them. They're addicted to it, and I don't think a lot of guys understand how much they're addicted to it, where they don't see their behavior at all.
Right.
I don't think they realize how closely their behavior and the things they say closely resemble crackheads.
Yeah, and it messes up their perception, right? Because in that video, she chose a place close to her hotel or her building to eat at, because he said, "Can I walk you back?" Right now, as soon as she chose that place, he's thinking, "Oh man, she must want me to come back to her place." She chose a place close to her house. He's not realizing, because he's misinterpreting every action she done had before. Because you don't come up at the end of the day and say, "I knew you were about this." You knew you were about this prior to. Most women are pretty smart. They might make some dumb choices, but they're pretty smart. So my thing is like, she knew from the very beginning, before she went out, she wasn't going to smash this dude. She knew that from the jump. So my thing is, she chose a place that was more convenient for her. When I get finished with eating, I'm just going to walk back home. And she already had her answers already. Can I walk you? No, it's a secured building. I'll make it easier for you. They won't let you inside.
They don't allow that.
They don't allow that.
They don't allow that. You can't walk me to my room in this hotel. Just no.
Right? You're like, hold on. If you say, "Hey, yeah, he's with me," you can walk me to my door. That doesn't even make any sense. So my thing is, your perception is off because you're so into that sweet velvet. And I'm saying it like that because I understand how it feels. But at the same time, you have to be more of a disciplined person. And that's what you need to develop.
I want to answer this question. Yatron, whatever. He says, if authenticity is the only way to flirt, then can I just say whatever is on my mind? The answer is yes. That's what you're supposed to fucking say.
But it begs a question, Miles. What's the quality of that mind he's speaking from?
Right there.
Is it needy? Is it needy?
there we go.
Is it bitter? Is it manipulative? Does it have ulterior motives? Are you afflicted with nice guy disorder? Right. So like, your mind could be completely corrupted, and you speaking from it will sound like, to you at that moment it will be authentic, but it's not really your authentic you, which is underneath all that bullshit.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that. And I'm glad you said that. So, because he had another question, but whatever's coming out of your mouth, where is it coming from? Like you said, what's motivating you to say that shit? Right? So if you're like, so this is what I mean by that. If you're worried about rejection and you really don't like women, but you want to have sex, whatever come out of your motherfucking mouth, straight from your mind, is going to be fucked up because you got those things going on. But if you genuinely like women, though, and you're a straight up dude, you're visually attracted to the young lady, and you're curious, whatever comes out of your mouth is going to be more to that vein, right? A lot of guys, it's not necessarily what you say, is how you say it, right? And the intent behind what you're saying, and why are you motivated to say it, right? And he said he got another question right here, bro. You may need to call in with these questions.
Yo, we got two free calls.
We got two free calls. Yeah, call in, bro.
Jesus.
Yeah, call in.
We keep saying nice guy, but they're not nice guys.
Nah.
Right? Because it's just like on the video. As soon as she turned him down, he flipped. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know what it is. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You wanted this free meal. I gave it to you. So if she if you know she wants a free meal and you gave it to her, I'll pay. Don't worry, I'll pay.
Mm-hmm.
Now she says, nah, I'm not gonna. Oh, okay, yeah, you can go ahead and pay for it then.
See, I never do dinner unless it's my woman. If I meet up with a girl, it's just cocktails or wine or something like that. Just simple. I'm not coffee for me is a daytime thing, not a nighttime thing, so I don't do that. But what I do is just the minute I sit down, I just hand the bartender my card, right? Because it's I don't want to have that part where the bill comes and there's that. Oh, what do we do about this? No, I don't even want to fucking deal with that. So it's already taken care of. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
I love it when they drop that bill. Go on, drop that bill right there. Let me see if you reach for it. Let me see.
See, but you have an agenda how you want to see shit go down. You want to see her response to something, right? Because you have a certain way that you're doing things. A lot of guys, they watch, a lot of shit on YouTube, and a lot of them, they just take shit and just do it. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try this. That didn't work. Let me try that. And their mind of it didn't work mean it didn't yield me no pussy. So they keep switching up what they do, trying to get sex.
Exactly. All right. So we got 818. You are on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Yo. I'm Simeon, city of Osaka, and I was the guy who called in who typed in those two questions earlier.
Okay.
How's your Japanese?
Oh yeah.
What level are you? A, B, C?
I can hear you.
I said, what level is your Japanese? Are you level A, level B? What's your level?
Yeah, it's actually graded N5 to N2, N1, N1 being the highest, and I think I'm an N3 right now. I'm an N3.
Okay, so it's not bad. Well, the thing is with a lot of Asian dialects is that there's a lot of language that is unsaid, and it's just that way. And so to do the flirting that you want to do, you have to actually become much more proficient in the language to make it effective for you. Because that's why I think, especially with Japanese, because they have turned the unsaid into an art form. Especially if you look at the artwork, the poetry, just so much of it is they can say stuff. It's all about the negative space, right? Turning what's not there into a form of beauty. So it's a really in-depth art form. So really, to get good at what you're wanting to get good at, you're going to have to work harder at becoming proficient in the language. That's really the best thing. Other than that, I would say you can try being direct, but as you know, the culture's not ready for that.
Right now?
Go say again.
Sorry for interrupting you, but what you just said, were you answering my question that I sent in the chat?
The one about flirting with
flirting and saying what's on your mind. Flirting and saying what's on your mind. He was answering that question.
Yes.
No, the second one.
What was the second one?
We're gonna have to pull up that second one.
To make it short.
Okay. Culture like Japan, where the language itself is indirect, and the entire culture prioritize a directness. How will a foreigner communicate in such an environment?
That's exactly what. Yeah. So you was answering both questions, Jay. Justin.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the authenticity one, as well as the being a foreigner in Japan, you have to be able to speak the language very well if you want to have, because the thing with flirtation, it's not only really good flirtation isn't just communicating something, it's being able to utilize language as an art form, and to Zag's point, it's the things that you don't say that are almost even more impactful than the things you do say.
Exactly.
And being able to say that with words. So we take communication for granted, when flirtation is an art form that you can actually learn and cultivate. And if it's not your native language, you're going to have to learn the language better to become better at flirting.
Let me add this. Let me add this real quick. And Simeon, I want y'all to understand.
Some questions.
I want y'all to understand how you flirt is directly tied to your level of sexual confidence. How you when we talk about presence, like your presence, when women are in your presence, right? We're talking about subtext, we're talking about different forms of communication, and we're talking about communication is also nonverbal, how you show up. Can women feel your presence? Meaning, before a word comes out of your mouth, listen, a lot of you guys, this is the truth about a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys, you have low self-esteem issues, you have insecurities, and you have confidence issues that you're masking. Okay. A lot of you guys, you need to figure out why those issues are there and then eradicate the motherfuckers. So that way, when you actually go to talk to women, you don't have these subconscious hangups. Carl, I'll give you a prime example of having a subconscious hangup. I had a client a few years back. When he would talk to women, he didn't have any issue with how he communicated until he got to the point of closing the deal. The moment he started to let women know what he really wanted to do, he said he would hear his voice begin to crack. He started to notice that his tone would change. Go ahead, caller. You got it.
Yeah, I have the same issue actually, but the first reason I asked this question, I want to make it short. I don't want to take your time. Is because I heard one of you saying some time ago that game is universal. I'm sure it's probably deeper because I know you guys are like, you're not surface level. But the issue I'm having here is that a lot of, like Mr. Justin said, a lot of what is said in Japanese is super indirect. And it's like sometimes when you try to be super direct with the language, sometimes it really flames and there's this really confusing barrier. It's like, would it have been better if I had said it a little bit indirect and implied it?
Okay, so real quick. Okay, so we talk about game is universal. Real quick, caller. Mr. Justin just gave you some game. He gave you some information about communication. He said, if you really want to get good at flirting the way you want to, you have to learn the language so that way you can understand best how to communicate with those people whose first language is Japanese.
And also, YouTube is your friend. I'm sure if you were
show again to learn to listen better.
Caller, YouTube is your friend. I'm sure if you did a search on YouTube, like how to flirt with Japanese girls, there's probably tons of videos by Japanese guys explaining how that whole flirting ritual is in that culture. That said, okay, my girl, she's Asian as well. One of the I think the first thing that I said to her, like after like hello, was, "You look really cute sitting on my lap." Yeah. So, so so I was just I didn't really even know where she was from. I knew she could have been from the United States. You know what I'm saying? I just knew she was Asian, but I just said exactly what I am, who I am. Like, that's just how I talk sometimes. And so, and she just so happened, because of me being authentic, just saddled right up with that and was like,
she liked that shit.
Exactly. So it's like, it's both. You can, I would say, do both, like be as direct as you like, but don't have expectations. And then also learn the language so you can learn the finesse part of communicating in that language.
I got a question for the caller here. All right. With all the information that Justin just provided for you, and you listen to it, how are you having a hard time wondering how to apply it to what you're doing, or you didn't understand the information?
No, it's the how to apply it. I'm in a phase where I'm trying to experiment with different things right now, and that's why I called into the show.
So I would tell you that you just heard the information. You might want to really think about what you've been doing, what was said, and then how to marry that to be better at the other end of it, coming out and saying, okay, this is how I can apply it. Right? Because a lot of times you guys speak and ask another question, but you really didn't digest what was just said right there in the moment. And the thing is like he gave a lot of, because I'm telling you right now, I've been a hit among the Asian community, and I don't understand. Like I never knew, I'm like, when Justice said, hey, there's a lot of stuff that's not being said. You just mentioned a hotel and things like that. And I was thinking like, man, I've been pretty good with this community here. It explains a lot on how I move. Like I am an end to window, say it, I will stare you down. And there's just some things that I do that I know who likes me and why they like me.
See, right there.
Right. So
right there, J. Roman. You know why women gravitate to you. Go ahead, Miles.
Real quick, caller. How long have you lived in Japan?
Right now, 5 years. Yeah, 5 years.
5 years. And so I just want to say this. Not that I don't appreciate your situation, but what I know, because I am a coach and I've been doing this for a few years. What I know that a lot of you guys do is when you're not getting the results you want, instead of figuring out real solutions, you're figuring out reasons of why you're not getting what you want. So what I mean is you're hiding behind the language barrier situation. And what I'm saying to you is if you spend less time worrying about the fact that you don't understand the unspoken words of the Japanese culture and all that shit, if you just spent more time cultivating who you are in Japan, you would be better off. Stop hiding behind the shit that proves to you that it's not working and start focusing on cultivating an authentic self. Find yourself in authentic situations, express yourself authentically, and the people that are for you will gravitate to you. Stop hiding behind the shit that don't work and start focusing on what does work.
I'm glad you said that, Miles. Caller, let me add this. Because Justin, you said something, and I don't want the caller to be lost on what you said about when you first met your lady that's in the chat. You told her basically, you would look really cute sitting on my lap. And she complied. So
I gotta use it.
Yeah, she could have said, "Oh, that's gross. I'm out of here."
Exactly. But and here's the point I want to make with that. When it comes to raw attraction, real sexual attraction, that supersedes religion, culture, language barriers, all of that. If a woman is feeling you, she's feeling you. Even if you guys are communicating with Google, the fucking app, right? And she can't speak a lick of English, right? If a woman is feeling you, if there's something about you, about your presence and about how you present yourself overall, she's either feeling it or she's not. And to Miles' point, my thing is learn the language just so you can communicate better with people overall. But learning the language just so you can try to get some pussy, that ain't gonna work. And I agree with Miles. That shit ain't gonna work for you, right? Because here's the reality of it. A lot of the situations you are encountering is simply women who don't want your dick, regardless of how good you spoke their language.
And I've heard too many times of black men being fetishized in Asian countries. So the results that you're not getting.
I think there has been a misunderstanding because I actually do speak the language. I speak pretty well, but the problem I was having is they seem to prioritize implied communication over direct communication. That's what I was.
Okay, it doesn't matter,
bro.
Just call it.
No, real quick. Here is the hole in your entire in the entire point. You are focusing on what they are prioritizing. Once you're doing that, you already lost, my brother. That's what I'm saying to you. That negates your whole masculine identity because, all right. Here it is, caller. Here it is. Who is the leader in any relationship between a man and a woman?
Julian. Yep.
The man.
Okay, so why the fuck are you prioritize? Even if it has to do with the culture, why are you prioritizing what you think they are prioritizing? Because let me tell you something. I am a Jamaican man. Okay? If I get with a Japanese woman today, she's going to learn how to cook curry chicken. You hear what I'm telling you? So she's going to prioritize my fucking culture. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You could stay over there and allow them to tell you how to live and how to do this and worry about their prioritizations and all of it. I mean, learn the language and that's all good. But once I start losing my identity to what they prioritize, then I'm losing, bro.
I think it was a prime example right now of, once again, like I tried to explain it to you. Miles said something to you, and then you tried to justify instead of realizing that you were making an excuse and living behind this language barrier. I always thought that the Asian language, Japanese and Chinese, like it sounded kind of harsh. I always believed that they were talking very direct. So when I came across anyone, I would talk very direct because I figured that was how they talked to each other, and it's been great. So there's been no language barrier between that. I don't think you are classifying the unsuccess correctly. You're saying it's a language barrier,
not necessarily the culture,
but it may not be about the culture. It may just be that person is not into you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and something that Mr. Justin said earlier, you have to have the balls to be cool with the outcome. Whatever happens when you whatever happens,
that's the hard part.
You see, and you know that's the hard part. Look at you. You're learning, and what I consider to be one of the toughest languages to possibly learn. Right? You're over there learning the language. You're in a certain grade. I'm N3 and all this other shit. But that's the real problem that you're having. It's you and your own fucking confidence. Stop trying to blame everything else. That's the hard part. You having to deal with the fucking grind and meeting these women that don't want your dick. And let me tell you something. If you was in the United States, it would be the same shit. If you was in Germany, it would be the same shit. You got to get over yourself. Understand that it's a grind. And in order for, look, you got to understand something, guys. Please, we must understand this. In order for you to find somebody that is truly compatible, down to the chemistry of sex, compatibility, companionship, being able to spend time together, you yourself are a complicated being, and other people are also a complicated being. Bro, it just takes some time sometimes for us to find somebody that fits. Let's deal with the reality of the situation. Now, if you go up to a girl and you find her attractive and she ends up not wanting your dick, suck it the fuck up and move on to the next chick. It's enough people in the city.
Exactly. Let me add this.
That's
caller,
right
and to Miles' point.
I appreciate that. I'm going to know that now.
Okay, yeah, remember that. Write that shit down.
Yeah, fuck anything I just said. Listen to Miles.
Yeah. No, let me add this. Let me add this, caller. When we talk about dealing with women on your terms, if you're going to be over in Japan dealing with women on your terms, it would make sense that they are trying to learn your language versus the other way around. Right? So, because if you're going to be and I'm not talking about just random sex here and there. I'm talking about you dealing with a woman for an extended period of time. Why would you have a woman in your midst who is not even trying to learn your language, but you know her language?
See what I'm saying?
So your form of communication in your house should be your language. That should be your main form of communication, right? You shouldn't be like, oh, I'm never going to speak English because she don't want to learn English because I know Japanese. No. If she's going to be fucking with you for an extended period of time, she needs to be more adoptive and adaptive of your way of doing things. Now, you can learn, and I said this, learn the language, get proficient at it, just so you understand that people are trying to get over on you, people are having conversations about you that ain't to your favor, and just so you can communicate with people better. But if you're dealing with any woman or anyone that you're going to be fucking with for an extended period of time, they need to know some English.
Sometimes it just gets to Braille. I'm just letting y'all know, like sometimes y'all won't know each other's language, but you guys will both know Braille.
Not real.
All right, thank you for that. I really appreciate that advice. I'm going to play it back and take some notes.
All right, caller. We appreciate you, brother. You pretty much got a whole goddamn coaching call, man. But appreciate you. All right.
But Miles, I really like the Bad Boy Show, though. I think what you guys do is really fucking cool, man. I'm learning so fucking much, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
like everyone listening, get on the Bad Boy Show, man.
Apply it. We know the information.
No, not the show. The membership.
Yeah, exactly. Get on the memberships too, man. Definitely.
All right.
Call
Apply the information.
Hey, good luck out there. Good luck out there. All right.
All right, man.
All right. Peace.
Good.
Yeah, man. Guys, call in. Go ahead and call in. We still got another free call left. 844-672-7300. Go ahead and call in.
It just really bugs me.
Go ahead.
Individuals. That caller was a great caller, but there's a part of the bridge that is missing, you know, and figuring out how to listen and apply the information.
Apply. That's the key word.
You know,
apply
how to take it and say, okay, how does this apply to what I'm doing? Where can I put it in? How can it affect me? And then actually doing it to get the results and say, you know, I kind of did it like this, so I can come back to a Miles or a K Zagan or to a Justin and say, hey, I listened to this, I applied it this way. I got this result. What do you think? And then that's something that you say, okay, let's get the next building block and say, okay, like the way you did that, but this is what it really is. And I think the more and more callers, you guys are great. The listeners are great. You hear the things that Justin says, Miles, Zag, like, you know, they say some things in a smooth way, you know, like Miles, just like, hey, you got to do that. And you guys listen to that and it's, yeah, take that in. Yeah. Yeah. And then you leave from looking at the video or leaving their calls. And then that's where it ends. And then you do it in a wild way or repeat it just like they say it. And it's like, you can't do that. You got to learn how to really apply it. And I think sometimes you guys are not on memberships. You're just listening, because on memberships, you'll learn a little more on how to really apply the things that are said.
X.
You know, or you guys need to recall and start getting in touch with these individuals to say, you know, how exactly do I do this? So,
yeah, a guy in the comments made a really good comment. Something about like Yakuza. So you know, like a Yakuza, if he's flirting with a girl, is he gonna be like indirect, right? But here's the thing about like the point I was trying to make about like language is that even like a Japanese version of direct is not going to be the same as American direct. So if you take the American words, translate them directly to Japanese, and then try to say that, it's going to be way off.
Yeah.
Right. So, and this is with most languages. So you have to understand, like, know the language enough to be like, okay, well, what's the direct version within this language that does the right thing that you're trying to do?
Yeah.
That's not deviating from your identity of how you would normally operate, say, in your native language.
Right.
And that just takes having the like a good understanding of what you're in.
Yeah,
because to Juliana's points, you know, she said that he's probably getting advice from other dudes who are like, oh, you can't be direct with girls, you know, like other Japanese guys, and of course they're saying that because that's part of the culture, you know.
So let me answer his question. And Munchie B, I hope this ain't you asking the same question with two different names, because I find it eerily similar that two dudes is 45 that got their own crib recently. All right, so don't do that. Don't be creating multiple profiles and commenting. I don't like that shit.
Don't come in here and be needy.
Behavior. Don't do that. No, don't do that.
You're needy, man.
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. So I'm gonna answer this fucking question, but I hope that ain't you doing that goofy shit. Don't do that, right? So he says he's 45 in your own apartment, bro. It took you that long to get your own shit. God damn, what you been doing? He says, will this give me a confidence boost? Okay, first of all, guys, if you're using getting your own crib or car, if these things are adding to your confidence is built on a house of cards. Simply because you have to acquire shit. First of all, having your own apartment, you're an adult. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, you don't get a pat on the back for that shit. Women aren't going to be like, oh my God, I wasn't never looking at you as boyfriend material, but you have your own spot now. Oh my God, you're it. No, that shit don't matter.
well, it's a weird thing, Zab, because he's asking, like, he already is in it. Okay, so he's like sitting in the apartment, typing the question, saying, "Guys, will this make me confident?" And it's like, wait, can't you just reflect that on yourself, saying like, do I feel more confident now?
Right.
I don't know. By having this place, let me ask these fellas, do I feel more confident?
Yeah, like,
you know,
I need them to call in.
His other question about, like, if I was living with other guys before, should I feel ashamed?
Yeah, that goofy ass
Like,
question.
why don't you just, did you feel ashamed?
Yeah.
Right? If you did,
Yeah.
then you felt ashamed. Do you
Right.
feel confident now? Well, if you feel confident, then you feel confident. Like, what's the point of fucking asking?
Well, the fact that your name is Munchie, like who names themselves Munchie? But
I need y'all to call in. I need these two individuals to call in because I got so much questions about the whole 45 thing. You should be thirsting for your own space.
Yeah,
to be the one and only commander in every inch of all those walls. Like, you know, I don't understand this question. I want to call in. I want to know why at the age of 45 you ain't never lived by yourself.
How about both of them call in at the same time? Munchie,
Munchie B and Zero.
Let's get down to the facts. Like, who's who?
My God.
I was just going to make one point earlier when we were talking about the language differences and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, you realize that, you know, I could stare a woman in her eyes and not move away. Some people can't do that. They don't have the wherewithal to just keep it there and to smile and to look them up and down to let them know, like, hey, I'm checking you out.
I'm here.
That's universal. I've never seen one woman not understand what looking at them and them looking at you, or them smiling and then playing with their hair and re-looking at you, what that means. And I think that, you know, just another point for Ramal saying that confidence and masculinity is universal.
And to your point,
looking at
J. Roman, the language if a woman is feeling you, she will try her damnedest to communicate to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she's speaking broken English. If a chick is from Iran, Afghanistan, whatever the fuck she's from, she will speak in broken English to tell you what she's trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm. Or you can just go like this.
Yeah,
there you go. Hey, they know what that means. Shake the head. Yes,
everybody knows what that means.
Everybody. That's universal language right there.
Exactly. And
you try. Stop. Hey, you forget how literal these guys take this stuff. You're gonna have a lot of dudes in the airport, international airport,
walking around going like this,
getting kicked out of places. You know, don't ever come back here. You know, like
no fly list.
That's sign language game right there.
Yeah.
And let me speak to what Justin said and Juliana said with the comment about how the guy who called in, Simeon, who lives in Japan, was probably listening to some of the men basically tell him how to speak to the women in the culture. First of all, why would you allow some men in another country? Why would you adopt their way of doing things when it comes to talking to women? See, if I'm living in Japan, I'm bringing Carrie from America there.
Yeah,
right. The women are gonna get a completely different experience than they would ever get, not only with any other man in Japan, but with their own man. It's gonna be so different. Why would I try to water myself down to mimic them?
Exactly.
Like, and I'm trying to be a black Japanese dude. You know what I'm saying? How I talk. Like,
because if assimilation is good to a certain extent, you want to assimilate to the laws, you want to assimilate to certain general types of etiquette because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or offend anyone necessarily. But at the same time, you still got to maintain your own culture because that's what makes you you. You understand? No, you can become a part of their culture, but you can't change who you are naturally. That's no good. And that's the reason why he wants to accept and listen to other guys, because he never believed in his own masculine identity. He never believed in it because, I mean, shit, if I didn't get to ask him, but it's like, shit, why are you in Japan? You know what I'm saying? Are you a passport bro, or did your career take you over there? Like, what is the real reason you actually in Japan? You know what I'm saying? That's a whole other question right there too.
But also, he can holler at expats. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of people from foreign countries that live in Japan.
Of course.
And my thing is, holler at them. Holler at them too. Don't just and this is what happens to some of you guys. A lot of you guys, y'all get tunnel vision for a particular type of woman you want. Because you in Japan, you might be like, I really want to fuck with Japanese chicks. I just want to fuck with Japanese chicks. Okay, I get that. But there's other women there. You know what I'm saying? Get at all of them. right? Like I give you an example. I have a client. He's from Vietnam, Vietnamese. He only likes white girls, and I tell him, I said, bro, if you only like white girls, you got to run into white girls who like not only Asian dudes, but they like you specifically, right? So all you're doing is you're slimming down your dating pool. You're narrowing your dating pool. Now, if you got some game to you and you're actually getting what you want, it really don't matter. But if you don't really get what you want and you're slimming down your dating pool like that, well, you're going to have some difficulties.
I think that caller is doing the very best thing he could do, and that is contact you guys on the show.
He says he's a student.
Yeah, contact you guys on the show here, because a lot of people believe when they go somewhere new, they have this fallacy that they're going to reinvent themselves. Be somebody different, right?
Exactly.
And they don't know me here. So what I do, but in all actuality, you just bring you. So you bringing yourself over there, Zach, yeah, it's money. This is Zach in the building, right? All of us. However, they did bring themselves over there, and themselves still need some tutelage on these things. So he's doing the best thing he could do is contact everybody on the show and try to get on these memberships. And because it didn't matter where he went, he could went to Ohio, he would still have the same questions and call in for it, because
that's why he was
it's called no matter where you go, there you are.
Yeah. And I had to learn this on my own in a different form of fashion. You know, I'm from Detroit, and I went out, moved to California, and I find myself around the same elements that I found when I was in Detroit. Because you're drawn and attracted to certain things, because that's the nature of your behavior that you have proceeded it to be. So at some point you have to actively change and say, I'm going to do something different. And he's doing it by contacting the show and trying to get this advice and stuff. So, but you just don't go somewhere and be like, I'm a new person. Nah, it don't just work like that.
Call in, Worthy. We have a free call. We have one free call.
Yeah,
got less than 30 minutes.
I'll say one thing about women of the world. Despite what culture it is, right? It doesn't matter what the particularities of the culture. All women, all of them, have a built-in censor for losers, because they're I'm serious, because they're based because we're all run like on a like our hindbrain is run on like what is the best option for procreating, right?
Yes.
Like you look, any animal is like this. Like an animal is like walking with like a limp and it's got like one leg shorter than the other and it was born with one eye. Like the female animals are not like, oh, I must procreate with that genetic line. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same with humans, right? But it comes not just like physical traits, but also behavior. And so the woman cannot, maybe not even like consciously watching for these things or consciously aware of these things, but instinctually they're either drawn or repelled from certain men based on his behavior that he may not even be consciously aware of.
Right.
And so this is just instinct working off of instinct. And every woman in every culture across the world has this built-in censor, because her instinct says, even if she's like 60 years old and she's done like making babies, she still has that censor going that says, I must avoid losers at all costs.
Facts. Yep.
Yeah. And it goes back to, and I'm glad you made that point. Guys have to understand that there's nothing logical about sexual attraction. Women don't sit there and say, you know what, I want to be sexually attracted to him today. Or I want to be, that's not how sexual attraction works. Like you said, there's when it comes to behavior, how you conduct yourself as a man, how you act, there are women who are going to be drawn to you specifically, right? The problem with guys is they're trying to mimic what they think masculinity is, what they think, and I don't even like the delineation of alpha, beta male. I don't even like using that shit, but they try to mimic what they think an alpha male is. Oh, let me be rude or mean to bitches. Okay, bitches like guys who are mean or bad guys. No. Women do not like dudes who are unnecessarily cruel. Like you're just being an ass. No, women are not attracted to that. You know what I'm saying? Not like that, right? But guys think I have to purposely be a pompous ass for women to like me. No.
Right.
Now, if women are talking to you and they sense that there's some genuineness and some authenticity to your behavior, they might be drawn to the fact that it's authentic and it's new to them and they like the feeling of it. But a lot of guys, they think they can perform what they think a man is.
Right. Yeah. Performing the bad boy. And it's like underneath is still your nice guy disorder. And you're trying to hide that with even
your
more
default setting.
So it's 2 layers of performance. And it's like, man, you're just, by doing that, you're getting even further away from your core.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
And so you're gonna have to stop the second behavior, the cosplaying bad boy, and then you gotta stop the cosplaying of this nice guy. Then you can get to your actual self.
Exactly.
So it's just increasing the work, being like, I'm this alpha. Even on Twitter, just like recently, this morning, this guy was like, I'm more alpha than you could ever possibly be. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, I swear the only men who ever really talk about like being alpha are those that just don't have any sort of the qualities that they're trying to mimic.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like, why do you got to tell anybody? It's because you're not it.
Because you're not it.
Just show up and command the respect you need to command, or you're out of there. It's really that simple. But guys, in all of this, I just find it funny that guys, and you said it earlier, Jay Roman, they want to kind of reinvent themselves, all in the effort to get pussy. That's it. Like they're not really. When you talk about maturing, growing, and evolving as a man, like every aspect of you matures, grows, and evolves. But if you're sitting there just strictly focused on how can I do different things to get pussy, you're not really evolving, right? So, which leads me to this question: should my strategy be to be direct with women sexually, or to have conversation that marinates if I have been meeting women who are not sexually attracted to me but show interest when direct? See, you're talking about being a strategy. Let me just say this real quick, and I'll pass it to you, gentlemen. And I don't understand why guys still don't get this. There's a bunch of loser advice that tells you guys certain tactics and strategies to get sex. What we're trying to tell you guys, sex is cool, but dealing with women who actually respect you, who know how to listen, is better.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you be more focused on making sure that the women you give access to you actually respect and appreciate the opportunity versus trying to gain access to the woman? Because see, even this question, what he doesn't understand is that you're trying to gain access to her. You're not giving her an opportunity to gain access to you. And that's where guys get it fucked up. Y'all got it.
Right. Yep.
Strategy is the word that throws this whole thing off for me. Right, because you're just, whatever you do should be you.
Yeah.
It should just be you. It's no longer a strategy. It's just how you move.
Right.
So when you start kicking, oh, okay, I got a strategy for this person, a strategy for that person, then all you're doing now is just moving yourself differently every time. Nothing is solid.
Right.
So there's no, the strategy should be you improving how you like to communicate and converse with individuals, and then make it your model of operations. Like, this is just your baseline of what you do. Like, I don't talk to women that don't want to talk to me. Like, I don't force anything. If I say hi, you look away, this conversation is over.
Yeah, we're good.
Like, there's no strategy. It's just the way I feel and move for me. I don't go in spaces where I ain't welcome. I go in spaces where they want me, desire me to be in that space.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have to pass 15, 20, 100, 130, 400, I don't care, because I like genuine conversation. And that's why I like moments when the bill comes and it sits down and I sit there and look at it just to see what you're going to do. And I'm laughing inside because it's funny to me. Like, we should know what's going on at this very moment. What I really like is for them to leave the tip, right? To say, you know, oh, I got the tip. I like for them to know that I already got the bill.
Right.
There's no question about it. You should know through the course of the conversation and the point that you're actually out here. There's no worry in your head about, does he have the bill? You should already know that. But that's me and how I operate. So it should be no strategy. It should just be how you operate, period, because you want people to get to know you, not you always changing yourself for them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Steve the Dean in the building. He says direct with women. What? Sexually how? The question that shows you can't smash, man. Learn the game, man, who are good in bed. I guess he meant to say don't talk this way. Get likes up, man. That's right. Call in. Shout out to Steve.
We still got one free call left, guys. Come on. 844-672-7300.
Use it or lose it.
We got about 10, 15 minutes left, and we're gonna end the show at 2. So just go ahead and call in, guys.
I got a book called Strategies for Different Women. For redheads, there's a different strategy. For tall women, there's a different strategy. For shorter ones, there's a different strategy. For women that like to dress up in business suits, there's a different strategy I have for them.
You know what's so funny?
I bet, you know what, Jay, if you made a book like that, even as a joke, it would sell like fucking hotcakes. You'd be on the bestseller list on Amazon. I promise you.
It's kind of like day game and night game.
Mm-hmm.
Or dawn game, or thunderstorm game, or monsoon game.
You can make like a flow chart. Like if she's redhead and if it's raining, then do this. If she responds this way and she's wearing a jacket, do this.
or hookah lounge game. Yeah, because it's different because there's hookahs there. Now, if you was at a sports bar, there are TVs there. So you got to talk differently. Like the guys are weird with this shit.
How to get at women in Wyoming. How to get at women in California.
Right.
How to get at women in New York.
You can make a version for every state.
You know what it is because the thing is that it's like the illusion of a sure thing. It's the illusion of a sure thing. You understand? That's what they're paying for. So it's like, well, if all of the variables that he explains are there, and then he told me exactly what to do with the presence of all those variables, then I know that she'll tell me yes. And that's what they're paying for. You see what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
So this is what a lot of guys don't realize, and I keep trying to tell guys. 99% of the time, you guys are conversating with women who are not attracted to you. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's all that's going on. Is and there's nothing you can do to sway that woman. See, this is what guys think. Guys think that when women aren't interested, there's something they could have did differently to make her be interested.
Exactly.
Stop doing that. You're torturing yourself with that shit. She just didn't want your dick, bro. Mm-hmm. She just didn't want it. She didn't want your shit. It's okay. It's okay.
But on the other end, there is some things like she could be interested, and there's things that you have said that ruin it.
True.
Right. Like, so messing up that way, that absolutely can't happen. But the thing is, though, is that when your identity, your communication, when your game is in alignment, like everything is authentic and original and coming from the source, right? It doesn't matter whether you're speaking this way or that way. It's always going to come through. And so I think that your question is coming from a place of lack of knowledge. And that's why you're thinking like, oh, I can adopt a certain strategy or do these sort of things, because you're seeing as what to do as something outside of yourself. And that's the problem. Like there's really should be no distinction between what you do and who you are. Or what you are. And you know, like a lion he's just lioning. You know what I'm saying? A tiger is just tigering, right? He's not like doing something different than what he is. You know what I'm saying? So I think just the way you're thinking about it is problematic to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I want to point out this because I'll talk about perception, right? Again, it's how someone interprets and makes sense of what they see, hear, or experience. Not necessarily what's objectively true, but what feels true to them. A prime example, if you walk up, for any of you guys, some of y'all may have experienced this. I don't think I've ever experienced this except for the strip joint, but that one time. But if you guys ever approached women at a club or a bar, in the midst of introducing yourself, the woman says, "Hey, buy me a drink." The reason why she's doing that is because she perceives you to be a certain way.
A sucker.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that doesn't mean that her assessment or her perception of you is accurate. Again, not necessarily what's objectively true, but what feels true to them. There are certain times when women encounter men and they think you're a chump. And part of it is because they're not all that attracted to you. That could be part of it as well. So because they're not attracted to you, in many cases, they're going to have these assumptions or perceptions about you, especially when you approach them, right? The problem with a lot of guys is once you start talking to women, once you open your fucking mouth, everything that comes out of your mouth, a woman's going to form a perception about when it comes to how she's viewing you in the moment. So what a lot of guys do, they do indirect, indecisive, real, passive shit, and they don't understand that that's exactly how you're being viewed in that moment as that guy.
But that's a trap, Zach, because this what Zach's describing, fellas, is it's not an invitation for you to start spending more of your mental attention on how she's perceiving you, because that will sink you deeper, right? That will create a bigger and more complex problem, and which will take you even further away from yourself. You shouldn't even be worrying about how I'm being perceived by women.
There you go.
Because part of the problem is that you actually are, and this is a thing that you're aware of or that you're concerned about, and this is causing a lot of the problems, which, by the way, leads to indirect communication. So there's bigger problems at hand than what these guys think is the problem.
Yeah. So and I want guys to understand too, because the guy was asking a point about his strategy. Yeah. And what he doesn't understand is, again, you are running into women who aren't attracted to you. And it could be because they have a certain perception. To Justin's point, you should not be concerned with what her perception is. Just understand that her perception of you isn't favorable to what you want to do. Yeah. She is not moving how you need her to move to continue the interaction. So, and I think the homie Jay, he said it. Go on to other chicks. Stop talking and move on, and don't worry about why she's not interested. It doesn't matter. The why doesn't change the outcome. She still don't want you, so it don't matter why.
Just real quick, I got to bounce out of here real quick, but I'm reminded of this children's book that I used to be read by my mother. It's called Bread and Honey. And I tell this story on my channel, but this little bear, his mom's baking bread, and he's like, "Oh, can I have some bread?" And she's like, "No, you can have some when you get back from school." And he's like, "All right." So he goes to school, and that day is art day. So he decides to do a portrait of his mom, and he loves his painting. He's super happy with it, and he's carrying it home, and he's got his paint supplies with him, his little box. And he comes across Lion, and he's like, "Hey, Lion, what do you think of this painting I made?" And he's like, "Yeah, the painting's great, except the mane is too small." And he's like, Stay right there. Takes out his paints, puts a big ass mane on the portrait of his mom. And Lion's like, "Oh, that's great. I love it." And he moves along, comes across Giraffe. Giraffe is like, "Hey, it's great, but the neck is too short." And he's like, "Hold it right there." And he makes the neck longer. Same thing with like elephant, the trunk, the rabbit with the ears, owl with the eyes. And by the time he's listened to all the suggestions of all of these other animals of how he should be doing things, the painting now looks like a monstrosity, right? The Greeks had this word for a creature like that. It's called a chimera. And it's just this mixture of all these different animals, and it just looks grotesque. And he shows it to his mom, and the picture of her was, she was like aghast with what he thought that she looked like. He's like, "Look at the painting I did of you." And she's like, "What the fuck?" And she ends up putting it out of the refrigerator anyways. But the point is that he listens to what the other people expected of him. Right. Listen to their preferences. And he changed to it. And in changing to their preferences, it turned into this mutation. And this is what too many guys will do by paying attention to the perceptions, desires, and preferences of women, and then adopting those things. Because after a while, what if 50 women tell you these things? What are you going to do? Tie yourself into a pretzel? Yeah, it's pointless, and it will actually harm you. So with that, guys, I got to bounce out of here. Zach, thank you for having me. You fellas have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
All right, appreciate you, brother. Be safe.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Justin. See you soon, man.
Yes.
Have a good one.
All right. Guys, we still got a free call. So we still have a free call, guys. 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300. There's another question in there from Worthy.
Okay, Worthy, you have 2 questions. This is the only one. Yeah, he has 2. We're not going to do both his questions. He needs to call up. We'll do this one. We'll get you this one question, Worthy. But if you want your second one answered, you got to call up, bro. You're not about to get. Can you hear me now?
You're frozen for a minute.
You clipped out a little bit. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
You're good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, hold on. If y'all want to get this question real quick. Quick.
It says, guys, how do I eliminate comparing myself to guys with girlfriends? I find it annoying and shameful. What do you find annoying and shameful? I don't understand. How do I eliminate comparing myself? So the comparison, you find comparing annoying and shameful. So why do it? Why compare yourself? Like, I don't know.
You sound like a hater.
It sounds like he hates himself. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, man. So comparing yourself to somebody else, why? Don't you congratulate somebody you see them with something that you may like? You know, that's the thing. Like, I see somebody, hey man, what's up? He happy, you happy, cool. Like, each road is going to be different. I have a friend, right? I have a friend. He annoys me sometimes the way he talks, right? But he talks like him in no matter what situation. So we'll be in like an upscale bar and he'll be like, hey, what's up, bitch? You know, right? But that's him.
That's him.
Right? I mean, seriously, that's him. He does not change
what up, bitch?
The way he talks to any female. Right? Any female, any situation, any nothing.
That's
but I don't either though, right? So I could be in the most grindiest bar and I'm gonna say, hey, how you doing?
Right.
He's gonna be like, what's up, bitch? Right. So I could be at an upscale bar, I'm be like, hey, how you doing? It irritates me though, right? Because I'm like, damn, dog, you know, we here. But he always finds
it's not the environment for this shit, nigga.
Yeah. But he always finds somebody for him.
That's feeling him. Shout out to him.
Right. And it will surprise you which one responded to the what's up, bitch. Right? You be surprised, like
it'd be the pristine bitch too. It'd be the bad motherfucker too.
Yeah, like
the class is looking to that shit.
It'd be the class bitch too.
He has no strategy to either one. It's just him.
It's him.
Now, sometimes he say, what's up, bitch? And they be like looking like, who are you talking to? And da-da-da-da-da and woo-doo-woo-doo. Okay, you ain't the one for me because I don't need the one. They ain't gonna respond to my what's up, bitch. So, you know, that's that. And I think more guys need to understand, like, you gotta be able to accept who you are, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
I know what I do, or this person's just not attracted to me. So either something I know I do, but I'm not going to change that. So that person is not for me. I don't want that person around.
I'm glad. Look, real quick, Jay Roman, and I want people to understand what Jay Roman is saying. See, a lot of times we talk about people introducing their representatives. They show you a clean side of who they are, the side that they want you to accept.
Yeah.
What he's doing is, any chick I meet, I'm going to talk to like this eventually. I'm going to be like, hey, what's up, bitch? Eventually. So I might as well let them know right now how I'm going to be talking to them. And the women that got a problem with, I can't fuck with because I like to say, what's up, bitch? I like to call my women bitches. I might be in the bed. I might be like, yo, bitch, come here. Suck this dick. He might talk to his women like that. He only fucks with women that adhere to that.
My nigga. I keep telling my guys this, man. All you're really doing when you go out there is filtering. Your masculine identity is a filter for alignment and compatibility. And that's why I caught on to that shit with the Japanese nigga quickly, because I'm like, no, we're not gonna hide behind no fucking language barrier. We're not gonna do that. Because what's going on is you're running away from yourself. That's the truth. And
you're not good enough.
That story with your homie Jay Roman is so refreshing to hear. You understand? And I'm glad you added the other side too, where it's like, hey, sometimes he says it, and the chicks is all, you know, is all bent out of shape, and like, who the fuck you call a bitch? It happens. But the bottom line is that's him. And shit, it might annoy me too, honestly, because if we chilling together, that's not aligned with my masculine identity. I don't outright address a woman as a bitch just like that. I might do it on the lives, and we talking, and we know what we're talking about when we're talking about it. But I would say, hey, what's up? How you doing? That's what I would say. So I understand how it would annoy you. But at the same time, it's like, look, I got to respect that brother for being who he is, whether we in church or we in the fucking street. Like, I got to respect it. It's real shit.
So my thing is, I congratulate him. Hey, that's him. That's my homie.
Through and through.
Right? That's my homie. And I'm still taking him to places that I know he's gonna say some shit.
But see,
he's gonna say some shit.
That's how trust. That's how you have trust, because you're dealing with a dude that don't switch up. I don't think people understand how profound that is when it comes to consistency of character. I got a homie that don't switch up.
Yep. That's why when we all actually met up on our trips, like especially Vegas and Miami and them, like I expected it, but it was still good to experience everybody being exactly who they was, just like on the live. It was a beautiful thing. It was like, I met Jay Roman, I met K-Zag, I met 50, I met Steve. Everybody was exactly who the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's a beautiful thing, because it's one thing to code switch when you like go to work, or if you were in court, you know, speaking to your honor, I understand code switching just a little bit. But when you meet a nigga and he's the same nigga through and through, that is a beautiful thing to me, bro. And that's what I like. And let me tell you something. I was gonna move to Miami, and this is no because I know niggas will make connections. So this is no shade to anybody directly or whatever. But the entire vibe in Miami, why I didn't move there, because I was contemplating moving to Miami. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I went there for a week. I got an Airbnb and I went there for a week. And it's just, like, the vibe out there is like everybody is not real. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I couldn't move to Miami, bro. Because people are smiling your face, shake your hand, act like it's all good, and it's really not. It's really not all good. And
like Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills.
Yo, and the people, you know, even the women, down to the fakeness with the makeup and the plastic surgery and the BBLs I mean, look, you gonna see BBLs, you know, anywhere you go. But when it's literally 9 out of 10 bitches, it's like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm really good, bro. I'm really good. So for me, bro, and the reason why I even brought that entire thing up is just to show you that for me personally, I would rather hang with the quote unquote embarrassing nigga that calls, you know, females bitches on a regular day than to chill with a nigga that's fake, bro. I just can't do it. I really can't.
I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting every time. I ain't getting no nigga that, because if you see a nigga switch up for bitches, you looking at him like, I can't trust you, nigga. I see how you treat this chick like this, but because she's more beautiful, you completely switch your whole shit up.
Oh shit!
I can't trust you.
He probably annoyed with me when we go to places, and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Man, what's up, bitch?" Like, why y'all being nice? See this girl, you know? But it is the way it is.
Shit. Add Boss Mac to that list too. Cause when I met Boss Mac, same nigga, bro. Same nigga. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Boss Mac, man. But again, it's just, for me, it's just like, as a nigga from a certain era, it's just refreshing to you know, to what's the word? To fellowship. You understand? With gentlemen who are truly comfortable in their own fucking skin. You see what I'm saying? Because it's too many motherfuckers. Yo, they switch up for any little thing. They switch up. You know, like, if they're gonna talk to their neighbor, they use this tone of voice. If they go when they go to work, they're a different nigga.
When they come home to their wife, they a different nigga. When they go out with their boys, different nigga. And when they go to the fucking grocery store, different nigga. It's like, come on, my nigga, stop it. Stop it.
You're a chameleon. And see, and what do we know about chameleons? See, women are chameleons. But for you to be a dude, and see, the reason why women don't like you nice niggas is because they know you're being a chameleon because they're chameleons.
Right.
They know what it means. Shout out to women. No shade. They know what it means to display a manipulative trait or manipulative character. So when you're being nice, they see them. They're like, I manipulate. He doing the same thing. Oh, I can't stand this motherfucker. That's why they don't like y'all. Just putting that out there.
That's the part on that original video, right? With the guy saying, you know, hey, I'm gonna walk you back to your room. Oh, you just wanted lunch. There was so much things he could have did different.
Yeah.
To let her know, like, hey, yeah, I kind of peeped that this wasn't going the way I wanted it to go. But yeah, cool. You offered to pay your own meal. Go ahead and do that. You know, right? So he didn't have to get rude for him to express that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing where people act so differently because you're too busy trying to appease the woman prior to, and then you blame her when really it's all about you.
Yeah.
If you were genuinely a nice dude and you wanted to pay for that dinner, you would have paid for it. You would have just, you know, and then you would have, when you got back to the house or whatever, you'd be like, man, I ain't never doing that again. I should have read this sign. I should have read that sign. Now I see it.
Yeah.
And that's why when Justin,
that's the last bitch that's gonna do that shit to me.
Right. And that's why when Zach and Justin said, oh yeah, maybe she didn't really like you, but also there might have been something you did. I believe a lot of dudes don't know what they did. And for you not to know what you did, you don't take accountability for it. And so now you think there's some master code to get something, but you don't know what you did.
Right.
I personally know every time either she was not attracted to me or she lost attraction. And I know what I did for her to lose attraction.
Right there, Jay Roman.
Because you know you.
I know me.
Right there. Right there. When you get to another level of game, you can call out your own fouls. Yep. Meaning, when you say or do something, you're like, oh,
why the fuck I do that?
She's about to react to that right now. Right? This night is over right now. Right? Because you know if you said or did something, you know it killed the mood or it fucked up the situation. But you know it did. Like in real time, you know it did.
And then when she don't, you be like, oh, you really like me.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Oh,
when she glosses over, you don't say nothing.
Oh, you really like me. Thank you for wiping that whole gravy I spilled on my shirt off. You know?
Yeah,
looking me over
and doing it real slow too while you stare at it. Hey, listen, guys, real quick. So for me, guys, go to CunninghamElements.com, and get your soap, get your cologne, man. It is the springtime. You want to look good. You want to smell good. You want to feel good, man. I got the Tom Ford. I got the lavender, the rose, man. I got masculine identity soap. I got the masculine identity eau de parfum cologne and the masculine identity sport as well. So make sure you guys go to Cunningham Elements and get that. And also go to shoplocario.com, shoplocario.com. He got the vetting process program. He got the things you need that every man needs to know about women program. And he got the online dating consultation with April MC. So make sure you guys go over there and get that. And Lucario is going live at 5 later on today. So make sure you don't miss that show as well. K-Zag, J Roman, you already know, man. Appreciate you, gentlemen. And appreciate y'all consistency and us being here doing the show, spitting this game.
Go ahead, Jay.
Like always, Zach, thanks for having me on the show. I caught Lucario and Miles a couple of days ago. I just so happened I was in the position I was able to hop on there and everything. Good freaking show. And
good insight.
I just like the way it flows, man. All the different questions and stuff, and a lot of knowledge there. A lot of knowledge. I really, really, really want to stress to anybody that tunes into any show that's a member, really learn how to take advice. You know, it's advice for your life. It's not to fuck up your life or anything like that. But if you don't apply and learn how to apply things to where you're trying to go, then it's not going to have the same effect as you just repeat and repeat. You hear something and just repeating it and not really making it your own. There's things Zach says and Mal say, if I took it word for word, it would not be me. It would not be genuine. It would not have the same results. But I can take it and decipher it as advice on how to say something and apply it to how I talk and how I speak and who I am, and for it to be better for me. So learn how to take advice. That's all I can advise people. And like always, Zach, thanks for having me on the show, man.
All right, real quick, no problem. Appreciate you, fellas. Guys, also, Real Game, No Theory tomorrow, 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern. Also, check out Manhood is the Skill Set Show. Book your consultation today. Also, check out the Patreon. Guys, this advice is not simply about casual sex encounters. It's about you taking responsibility and accountability for your life and making sure when you interact with anybody, including women, that you get the most quality experiences you can get. All right. And part of that is only dealing with women who are appreciative, but also respectful. A lot of you guys don't respect yourself, though, which is why you don't get respect from women.
Facts.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Peace, gentlemen.